Our Good Samaritan is John Hurley.
Police aren't releasing any other details yet about Hurley, what he did, but in a Facebook post, the Army Navy surplus store says that Hurley, who was inside the store at the time of the shooting, heard the shots being fired, ran outside, and pulled out his concealed pistol and fired at the suspect.
Johnny said to me multiple times that he would never let anybody be harmed in his presence.
You guys ready? My name's Alexis King. I'm the district attorney here in the 1st Judicial District, and it's important for everyone to know that we will not be filing charges against the officer who shot the Good Samaritan, John Hurley.
Question, let's go, Elise.
Know how long? What body cam could that have been helpful in determining what happened?
You know, body cams can sometimes be profoundly helpful and sometimes not, so it'd be hard to know that in a vacuum. All right. Thank you all so much. Really appreciate your time today.
And then, no questions with Sheriff Schrader.
On July 21st, 2021, Ronald Troy ambushed Officer Gordon Beasley of the Arvada Police Department. Initial reports state that Officer Beasley was hit twice with shotgun blasts before he even knew it hit him. Right up by this tree is where Officer Beasley was shot and killed. At around the same time the shooter pulled up, Johnny Hurley pulled up about a block away to an Army surplus store. When Johnny heard the gun blast, he grabbed his sidearm and ran towards the shooter. After Johnny hit the shooter, Johnny proceeded to grab the shooter's gun and remove the clip. It was at that time Officer Craig Barlow of the Arvada Police Department fired one round into Johnny's pelvis. This is the area where he dropped.
We have medical coming in from the east. Can you confirm that they do not want us to come in from the east?
Negative.
Copy 1341.
One half med one coming into the area where the officer.
Mike, you gotta come up here. Mike, get up there, turn away. Mike, throw him on his stomach.
Johnny would be pronounced dead at the hospital less than 1 hour later. In a 6-page report released by forensic pathologist John D. Carver, Johnny's death was ruled a homicide. Even after these findings, District Attorney Alexis King decided not to press any charges against Officer Craig Brownlow. As of this date, there hasn't been any body cam footage released to the public by Officer Brownlow. Again, this is the area where Officer Beasley was killed. Now, these storage boxes have since been added. They were not in the original video footage. Now, it would also be worth noting that the cameras closest to where the shooter originally parked, they used that footage to show both the shooter's death as well as the officer's death. But they did not use that footage and release it to the public when it came to Johnny's death. And it's strange because that would have cleared up anything, because that camera would have showed exactly what was going on, what Johnny was doing when he was shot.
Based on the facts and not only the information shared by witnesses, but also surveillance and other evidence that we collected.
But they didn't release any footage of Johnny's death from this camera right up here. And that camera picked up that angle perfectly. It showed the officer getting gunned down, Officer Beasley, and it also showed the shooter getting shot, but they didn't use that camera in reference for Johnny's death. Johnny would have been right about where the front of the hood of those cars are. And again, this would be the path that the shooter Ronald Troik would have took. And again, that rock area right over there is where Johnny was gunned down. Alright, that is going to do it for me. I'm going to wrap this episode up. Don't forget, if you haven't liked, shared, and subscribed, be sure to finger bang that button. And until next time, you all stay cool.
Hey people, Jesus here. And I just wanted to remind you, the only way into heaven is to become a subscriber to Blunt Trips. Imagine being stuck in eternity watching those other channels. Subscribe, and Jesus will love you even more. But you have to believe. See you soon. Jesus.